Hi there, welcome to Total Search. My name is Nestor, and this is a compilation video of my guitar build, of this guitar that I built for the Great Guitar Build-Off 2023 competition. Thanks to Ben and Crimson Guitars for organizing this. Anyways, I've made 12 videos, and this is a compilation video that you'll see everything, and there'll be commentary because I really did not have any kind of plan for this guitar besides using a neck which I bought like 10-15 years ago at a garage sale. It was attached to an MDF guitar, and I had some structural plywood that I got from a neighbor who was rebuilding his house, and there was no plan. There was just, let's just see what it goes. So there will be commentary to the video, so enjoy. Thank you. So this is the original cutout body, and I really like all the markings of the manufacturing, of the constructions, but you have to sand it. And I think this is only sanding images that I'll be showing here because there's lots of it. And measuring is very important as it'll get everything done. I wrote out the cavities, first the neck, then the pickup cavities. I made one big pickup cavity because I didn't know what kind of pickups I was going to throw in. I ended up throwing in 2 humbuckers and a single coil from a Telecaster. Again, now I'm just setting up the neck and the bridge position to get it more or less centered. I kind of blew it a little bit where the center glue line isn't actually now the center of the guitar, and that's where I discovered that when I was measuring here. So there's just a caution, is don't assume that you wrote it perfectly. This is the first step where I thought I'm going to really destroy the guitar because I've never used the flap carving discs on an angle grinder, and it was actually kind of fun doing it. I'm kind of looking back at it, I kind of think that maybe I wasn't aggressive enough and I could have carved a bit more. You could kind of faintly see where my limits were, where I had it in pencil, and but this was actually quite a lot of fun. It was a nice day. This was still end of summer, so the tomatoes were growing and I was carving a guitar. You could really see the sawdust flying. And this is basically carving out, now that I know where the limits are, so I could carve out the control cavity. I would have liked to make the control cavity a little bit bigger than I did because it was kind of a tight fit to put everything in. That's why I also decided to use a barrel jack, which created a massive problem. As you'll see in a little bit, it took out a big chunk of the wood because the plywood's quite soft, so it took out a big chunk. So I glued a piece in, I carved it out, and it actually looks not too bad. Doesn't look much worse than anything else on the guitar. And I did a lot of experimentation, different colors, and I just decided to do a clear satin cover just because I didn't want to hide all the little contours and the grains of the plywood because I kind of liked how it looked. Now I'm putting everything together. Still, one thing that I'm not showing in this thing is that I did strip some part of the paint off the neck, off the headstock, and then I stained that up. Now I'm using my scroll saw to cut out the pickup cover and the control cavity cover, and yeah, and then what I did is I shielded it with this great metal tape that I bought at a used store years ago, which I use quite often, and it's quite good. And then I glued a cherry veneer onto it, so to make it look nicer. Since the bridge had a neck through option, I decided to, for the first time ever, to make a neck through guitar. And I'm using this drill block to make sure that the holes are straight. So I drilled halfway through on the front, halfway through on the back, and it actually all aligned really well. So you don't need a big CNC machine or a big drill press. I think one of the ferrules is off by about 1 millimeter. And you know what? Again, you're not designing a submarine or a nuclear reactor. Everything's fine. 5-way switch. One of the pots is a push-pull, so I'm doing a coil split on the neck pickup. I had some issues with, just one little issue with the soldering. There's a little drop of solder fell and it short-circuited the circuit, of course, what else? And so there was no sound, and it took me a little bit to diagnose it and find out where it was, and then then it was, you know, maybe a 20-minute ordeal to get it sounding. Everything worked well. So the guitar is done, and it actually plays. There were a few issues. One, the nut had to be redone. There'll be more on that later. I made a truss rod cover. I made it so it is a Ukrainian trident, blue and yellow. There was no sound for a little bit because there was a little piece of solder fell and short-circuited, and I took a little while and I figured that out, and it works. So this is the bridge pickup, and it's going through a Boss Katana 100 head. Also, some of the issues were the tree was a little bit too far over, and when I hung up the guitar, the high E string would catch on the string tree. But now it kind of looks kind of really weird that the strings are all kind of messed up here, but whatever. It is what it is. So that is the bridge pickup. This is the bridge and the middle Telecaster pickup. Sounds a little bit similar. This is just the middle pickup. Telecaster sound? Probably not. Now this is the middle and the neck pickup. Neck pickup has a coil split, so this is the coil split on the neck and on the middle pickup. Now this is just the neck pickup. A little bit out of tune. Now this is with the coil split. So the front pickup is the Godin pickup. The bridge pickup is the Godin. No, the neck pickup is the Godin, and the bridge pickup is the Jackson. So they actually sound really well, and I think that was a Squier Epiphone, no, a Squier Telecaster pickup in the middle. What is interesting is I haven't adjusted the bridge for intonation, and it's not that bad. So this is just the E, a little bit flat. That's nearly right on. That's nearly right on. That's also pretty close. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. So it's, I don't know how I did it, but I done it. And it's actually a not too bad sounding guitar. And it was a fun project. The notes just on the project, what I liked and I didn't like. I liked the fact that there was a time limit, because otherwise I would have been doing this forever. But I wasn't a big fan of doing it with the camera, because there are so many things that I was doing that oh damn, I forgot to re-record, hit record, and yeah, so, but it was fun. Thank you to Ben and everybody at Crimson Guitars.